VIP of Bizarre Interest Productions, and somehow I have 4 videos Beyblade related that I do not have the time to properly edit or record. So doing this super quickly, the women of the Beyblade Saga were just okay. I will not accept any slander about Madoka though. People will unironically put her as low tier when she's the reason at least half of their favorites have their Beyblades intact to begin with. The girl was a medic for Beyblade taking on national champions. People experimented on and fought a giant floating city. And while I do have a problem with Beyblade doing the whole mechanics can't participate in the sports trope, you guys are going to give Madoka the flowers she deserves. I have an entire video scripted and written for Hikaru's character that goes way in depth of how I feel she was handled. But I like her, I just wish she was treated better. Maybe it was actually really funny and I like her being bad with jokes, plus you actually had more special moves in the Aquario Blader we were used to. But it sucks she was delegated to being a supportive Blader. If she and you fought, I know you would have won, but it could have been a fun fight either way. Especially since one of her special moves could get through some of his. Sophie might probably be the best one here. She's probably the second nicest of her team at the start, given that she actually went out of her way to explain why they couldn't just attend the Festival of Warriors. Plus with Wales, she actually wasn't afraid to call out Julian for abandoning his pride. Though my only problem with her is that at times it feels like she's less of one character, but more one half of a character. Ironically, she might be the strongest one in this list. You might actually be surprised to hear this, but I actually don't hate Lyra. I just wish she got to battle more, actually got a chance to battle during her team's actual tournament battle against Gang Galaxy. The girl has a fiery personality, and Lavushka got snubbed in terms of focus out of all the teams, which is a shame, because if Gang Galaxy were to have an easy time, or not as easy time, I would love to see how she battles Tsubasa or Yu, given she's got a Beyblade that's good with sonar and detection. The image doesn't have Demure, but if you're curious, Demure was actually a woman in the dub because he looked too feminine. While I wish they had a special move, it was actually pretty refreshing to see a Scorpion Beyblade be used kryptonite. Selene's interesting to say the least. While her defeating Masamune was just taking advantage of an idiot, I actually respect the fact she decided to play the running game to drain Pegasus' stamina, that eventually forfeit. Plus, the Destroyer Dome generally had me fooled into thinking she was going to get redeemed, only to use that as a trick to blindside the others. Mari just exists to be Johannes' tag partner he uses as bait to distract Benkei, and while she's cute and fine, whatever, why give her Gasher when she's based off a cat? Just give her a Lynx with a different fusion wheel. Hell, Leo Minor is a constellation that wasn't used, so why not just give her that one? I like Rendo, but she was underused. Like, she's easily the third most likable of the cast behind Takanosuke and Zero, and I actually like her gimmick with her Beyblade being able to copy techniques and make it her own. But it feels like the writers just didn't want her to do much. She never got a chance to do synchron with Zero or Shinobu, despite the fact that all of them have the Fire Element Warrior wheel. And the show set up her evolving her mimic of Zero's technique into her own special move, but they just wouldn't let her name it for some weird reason or just flat out give her the special move. While her rivalry with Genjiro needed more time, I appreciate the fact that she was able to beat him in the rematch. I just wish like Zero, Shinobu, Kite, Saikyo, and Sakanosuke, she and 8 had their own cool final battles at the end of the series. And Maru is adorable and funny. Wish she did more, but I don't hate her. The Women of Metal, considering that Madoka, Mei, Selene, Mato, and Maru aren't even in the manga, are just okay. In some ways, compared to the first generation, there were attempts at improvements, but let's be honest, some of them could have been handled a little bit better. And since this video came so late, I am lucky to tell you that the first video script is done, and when I go into depth with those female characters, you're going to see what happens when I actually have the time to actually properly dissect my thoughts. But yeah, hopefully this comes up before 12 because I am trying to do my whole thing of getting a video out every single day this month, but it's just been really hard, so sorry for the late upload, and I hope you guys enjoy.